Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing whether or not the Thai economy is sort of rudderless. Now, just a little background. Thailand is kind of going through a little bit of tumultuousness politically in the parliament as it's being hashed out who's going to be the next prime minister. And I'm not really keen to get into that on this channel. This channel is a non-political sort of forum. We talk mostly about legal news, expat news, business news here in Thailand. But suffice it to say, that's kind of the background for what's going on here. And just on a personal note, I remember back in the 90s this trend starting of conflating politics with the economy. I noticed this as a kid back in the United States that, you know, it seemed like coming out of the 80s, in the 80s, people knew that the economy was the economy and politics was politics. Now, politicians can have an impact on the economy, usually to its detriment, but politics is not the economy. Politics doesn't nor should it drive the economy. The economy does its thing, and, you know, in my opinion, we should all kind of hope politicians just stay the heck out of it. Quite honestly, the best example of this, catastrophically the best example of this, happening in the negative, that sort of this idea conceptually, was COVID, where a bunch of politicians got together and I say that knowingly, that yes, so-called medical professionals, but you know, you go back and look at that, and I made the videos at the time, you got to really wonder if those folks could truly be considered medical professionals, especially pertaining to the subject matter at hand, or whether they were political operatives basically trying to promulgate a narrative. You know, leaving that aside, that was the perfect example of where politics and the economy, ne'er the twain should have met, because the politicians unilaterally decided to shut down the economy. And what did that leave us with? It left us with no economy, which helped not a lot of people. So every time I see these ongoing publications where they sort of say, oh, well, Thailand's in real trouble because politically it's going to affect their economy. You know, honestly, I could make an argument that not having a formed government probably operates to the economy's benefit, not to its detriment, because politics gets out of the way of people being able to do business. That being said, it's my personal philosophy. So going ahead, and I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Pattaya Mail, that's pattayamail.com. Article is titled British Pound Breaches 45 Baht Barrier. Now, again, the thrust of what I'm talking about is very different than the thrust of this article, so I urge those who are watching this video, go check out that article in detail. But quoting directly, meanwhile, the Thai baht is suffering from the failure of the eight-party coalition led by the Move Forward Party to take political power in Thailand with ongoing threat of prolonged civil strife. Additionally, Thai exports have been dropping in the last few months as part of a slowdown in the economy as a whole. At present, the Thai economy is rudderless, as the military-backed government of General Prayut Chan-o-cha has been in caretaker mode since the general election of May 14th. I guess reasonable people could disagree on whether the economy is rudderless. My take on it is that, hey, the economy never had somebody holding the rudder anyway, arguably. You know, the economy is the economy. It does what it does, you know, especially in a free market. And Thailand is very much a free market economy. And, you know, things tend to happen organically. It's kind of an emergent process, and it has emergent properties. In fact, I would even argue whatever rudder we've had the last 5 years was not particularly good for the economy, again, because 2.5 of those 5 years, the entire economy was shut down because the guy who had the hand on the rudder said, we need to shut it down. And that resulted in what for the economy? A net zero. We saw what? A literal decimation of the tourism sector here in Thailand. And I say that specifically, I think going back, it was 2020, I think it was 2021, maybe 2022, January 2022, we quoted an article from the Bangkok Post where it literally showed that statistically 90% of the tourism sector was wiped out. Again, because the rudder being used was resulting in the entire sector being shut down. So when folks talk about this rudderlessness of the Thai economy, it makes me a little uneasy because it stems from this conflation between the political sphere and the economic sphere. And it also seems to overlook the fact that when somebody had their hand on the rudder, especially in the past couple of years, what do they do with it? They operated to just basically shut down that economy.